ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all you glorious, twitching bundles of repressed anxiety. Thank you for coming. What a crowd. Truly. You look like a selection of the finest, most perfectly ripe tragedy, waiting I've ever seen. You know, people often ask me, Joker, why the chaos or theatrics? Why the smile? And the answer is so simple, it's a joke. It's all about a little thing called disappointment. A missed cue. A promise broken into 1,000 glittering, sharp pieces. The death of illusion. Let's really peel back this rotten onion, shall we? You see, the mind, the little squishy lump of fear and vanity behind your perfectly styled hair. It's addicted to comfort. It builds these delightful little sandcastles of should and ought and eventually. It tells you that if you follow the rules, if you wear the right tie, if you love hard enough, that there's a safety net, a reward, that the universe, this vast, cold, uncaring void, will actually put its arm around your shoulder and say, good job, pal. Here's your happily ever after. What a sham, what a speck, a spectacular, self-deceiving farce. The broken heart is the moment the universe decides to show you the receipt. It's the moment the mask you've been wearing, the one that says, I am stable, I am loved, I am normal, gets ripped off. People, and you realize the face underneath is just as hollow, just as screamingly terrified as everyone else's. But with a glorious difference, you know it now. The others, they're still humming their little lullabies. You finally understand that every act of decency, every noble sacrifice, every plea for understanding was a wager placed on a fixed race. The system isn't rigged against you, it's rigged to be meaningless. And when your precious heart is cracked, truly splintered, that feeling of betrayal isn't just sadness, it's cosmic revelation. It's the moment you look up at the stars and stop asking, why me? And start understanding, why anything? This is the liberation, see? The terrifying, exhilarating clarity. You stop trusting the script. You stop believing in the flimsy cardboard sets of morality and consequence that society builds to keep the sheep in the pen. The good behavior gets you nowhere line. That's not bitterness, that's pure, hard, quantifiable data. You were nice, you were open, you were vulnerable. And what did you get? Pain. Therefore, the logical conclusion is to stop being nice, stop being open, and weaponize the vulnerability. These civilized people, if the world is going to punish truth and reward deception, then you owe it to your beautiful, acting self to become the most captivatingly, brutally honest fraudster there is. The comfortable lie that the world is fundamentally fair. You jettison that toxic waste immediately. All fair is a word invented by people who have never had anything truly taken from them. When the illusion dies, what takes its place? Reality. A cold, hard slab of existence where power, spectacle, and the glorious disregard for rules are the only things that truly resonate. Your broken heart isn't a wound, it's a new set of eyes. Eyes that see the seams, the cheap paint, oh, and the desperation in every grinning, well-adjusted face. You are the only sane one in the asylum, because you're the only one who finally admits the asylum is on fire. And that, my friends, is why this mindset is so potent, so wonderfully, magnificently dangerous. The loss of stakes! Oh, the sheer intoxicating rush of not caring? It's the second magnificent gift the broken heart bestows upon its owner. You see, society is built entirely on stakes. Little promises of reward, big, heavy threats of penalty. It's a giant, elaborate game of, if you do this, you keep that. The stakes are what make the sheep stay in line. They fear losing their little trinkets, their pristine credit score, the approval of their boss, the chance to finally afford that ridiculous vacation home. These are the tiny people, invisible handcuffs that keep the world running on time, predictable, and utterly, soul-crushingly dull. But then comes the beautiful, destructive moment of the broken heart. You realize the one thing you genuinely valued. That anchor, that core definition of you, is gone. It's evaporated. Maybe it was a transcendent love that promised eternity. Maybe it was a career that promised purpose. Maybe it was just the simple, comforting belief that you were worthy. And when that central pillar collapses, all those little secondary stakes, they become dust, irrelevant. What does the loss of a reputation matter when the internal reflection you see is already an unrecognizable monster? What does the threat of a lawsuit mean when you've already been served the ultimate judgment by life itself? It's just paperwork, isn't it? The fear of consequence, that constant pull, nagging little voice that keeps the average person from doing anything truly fun or memorable, is silenced. It's turned down to an inaudible hum, like elevator music in a deserted shopping mall. Why should I fear jail? I'm already imprisoned by memory. Why should I fear death? It's the ultimate escape from this ridiculous farce. The greatest power a human can possess is the ability to walk into any situation. A board meeting, a dark alley, a highly flammable chemical factory, and genuinely feel, I have nothing to lose. You become unpredictable, untouchable, and unbelievably free! It's the moment you trade in the heavy, expensive chains of hope and expectation for the magnificent, weightless mantle of nihilism. A sane person fears the paper because they value the skin it pierces. People, they fear a splash of mud because they value the clean suit. But the broken man knows that the worst, deepest, most agonizing cut has already been delivered, right to the core of his being. He knows he survived it, and once you know you can survive the worst, the trivial threats of society, fines, disapproval, even physical harm, they become less than meaningless. They become amusing. You don't just endure the chaos, you demand it. People, because it's the only environment that truly reflects the glorious, shattered state of your internal world. This mindset isn't dangerous because it ignores rules. It's dangerous because it proves that rules are a weakness, only respected by those who still have something silly and sentimental left to protect. The necessary, wonderful step 3, empathy's vacation. Now, this is where the dangerous mindset truly starts to separate itself from the merely sad. These civilized people, the normal people, the ones who haven't yet had their hearts shredded into confetti, they suffer, yes, but they still have that sticky, inconvenient residue of sympathy. They see pain, and they feel a little twinge, a little desire to fix it, or at least alleviate it. They're still plugged into the collective delusion that we're all in this wretched boat together. But when you are consumed by profound, all-encompassing emotional agony, when your entire interior is a screaming siren, your resources are reallocated. Your mind is far too busy dealing with the inferno raging inside your own head to waste energy checking on the minor discomforts of others. Empathy, it's a luxury, a beautiful, expensive piece of antique furniture that simply does not fit in your new, minimalist, scorched earth mental apartment. So you send it on a long, well-deserved trip to an island perhaps, preferably one without phone service. When you look at the happy people now, you don't feel kinship. You feel a vicious, surgical curiosity. There are hummingbirds flitting around, people, unaware of the approaching winter, and you are the scientist observing the foolishness. You see a happy couple holding hands, and instead of feeling a pang of longing, you see a structural weakness, an obvious fault line. You wonder, how did they manage to maintain that ridiculous charade? And more importantly, how easily could it be broken? Their suffering stops being a thing to avoid and starts being a distraction. A much-needed, highly entertaining distraction from your own endless loop of internal static. Your pain is so enormous, so consuming, that anything less than spectacular external chaos is simply too quiet to hear. You become a mirror, reflecting the world's fundamental ugliness and instability back at it. You realize that the only way to genuinely silence the incessant, grating ache within is to create a louder, more interesting sound outside yourself. And what makes a louder sound than shattering someone else's carefully constructed piece? Nothing. Suddenly, the suffering of the many is not a tragedy, it's an art form. And you are the magnificent, grinning conductor. This lack of feeling isn't coldness, it's a desperate form of self-preservation. You put up the shield because to feel anything for anyone else might allow their pain, or worse, their hope, to seep into your carefully constructed numbness. And that numbness, that's your only safety blanket. The dangerous mindset understands that to survive the internal wreckage, you must become perfectly insulated. And that insulation is built layer by layer from the glorious, unrepentant disregard for everyone else's well-being. It is the ultimate freedom from obligation, and it opens up a whole wonderful world of creative mayhem. And here we arrive at the artist's dilemma, the glorious, inevitable stage for the need for a new narrative. You see, the human mind despises a vacuum, and it absolutely abhors a blank page. You can't just sit there wallowing in the ruins of your previous self, the one who was good, the one who cared, the one who lost. That's boring. That's just a tragic memoir. And nobody wants to read that sentimental sludge. When the old story, the one where you were the protagonist destined for sweet, conventional success or blissful gentle love, is violently torn up, you must replace it. And you must replace it with something spectacular. You can't have the grand theater of your life suddenly go dark, can you? No. You need new lighting, new costumes, and most importantly, a brand new, terrifying role. You are the victim. Fine. Now you become the agent of chaos. You swap out the pathetic, futile quest for finding happiness for the far more stimulating mission of proving that happiness is a myth. This isn't just about moving on. It's a creative reinterpretation of reality. Your broken heart isn't a failure anymore. It's a foundation. It's the raw, scared clay from which you sculpt your new, magnificent persona. You take that intense, burning energy of betrayal and rage, and you channel it. You don't build a cozy, safe home. You build a funhouse of horrors, and you make sure the lighting is dramatic and the mirrors are perfectly distorted. Every act of cruelty, every moment of anarchy, every shattered expectation you create for others is simply a new line of dialogue in your exciting, dark, and utterly compelling new script. People, the dangerous mindset demands that the pain be meaningful. And the only way to give it meaning is to turn it outwards, to use it as fuel for spectacular mischief. You're not just breaking things. You're conducting an experiment. You're testing the fragility of all those polite, smiling facades that others cling to. The world told you that being the good guy was the only narrative. But the broken heart whispered the truth. The villain gets all the best lines, the most interesting wardrobe, and the most memorable explosive exit. Why play a forgettable supporting role, the star, when you can be the star of the most beautifully deranged show in town? It's a grand metamorphosis from a caterpillar of sorrow into a brightly colored, venomous butterfly of pure, uncut mayhem. And finally, the glorious crescendo, the beautiful, necessary madness that ties the whole damn thing together, the perfection of the punchline. You see, when the heart is truly pulverized, you stop viewing existence as a serious, weighty drama, a tragedy where you must mourn and weep. No, no, no! You start seeing it for what it truly is, a dark comedy, a cosmic joke played by an indifferent universe on its pathetic little inhabitants. The dangerous mindset isn't just about causing pain, it's about making a point. And what is the ultimate point? That everything is absurd, everything is pointless, that all the effort, all the striving, all the love and the hope, it's just set up for the most vicious, spectacular gag ever told, and every good comedy needs a perfect ending. A grand, explosive finale that leaves the audience gasping, not just from shock, but from the sudden, terrifying realization that they've been laughing at themselves the whole time. The broken heart is simply the catalyst for understanding the cosmic joke. It's the moment you realize that all those rules, all those social contracts, people, all those promises of order were just a delicate, ridiculous facade that could be blown away by a single, perfectly timed giggle. And once you get the joke, once you start to chuckle at the sheer, beautiful, terrifying absurdity of it all, you understand your new mission: to share the joke with the world, to force them to confront the same wonderful meaninglessness that you now luxuriate in. That's why we take risks. That's why we push boundaries. That's why we flirt with utter but glorious oblivion. We are setting up the ultimate self-referential punchline. The dangerous mindset doesn't fear the end, it embraces it, because the more spectacular the chaos, the more undeniable the truth, none of it matters. And the only way to truly enjoy the show, the only way to truly honor the pain that liberated you, is to step out from the audience, people. Jump onto the stage and start writing your own gags using the entire screaming city as your magnificent, flammable stage.
So go ahead. Let your heart crack. Let it shatter.
Because when you pick up those jagged pieces, you realize they're not just shards of memory. People, they're little knives. And you can either bleed on them, or you can use them to carve out a new, more interesting face for the world to see. Now, who's ready for a little bit of anarchy?